Good morning and good afternoon, Marketing 304 students. My name is Ruth Cannell, and I am a librarian here at the Christopher Center, and I am the business librarian. So I will be helping you with this class, this assignment, and any of your other business classes. So feel free to reach out to me. Even though you may not be on campus, I'm available via email, phone. We can still communicate if you have questions. Okay, so the purpose of this video is to help you with your Marketing 304 group assignment. For this project, you are going to be researching companies or organizations. I know some of you may have companies or nonprofit organizations. Today, in this video, I'm going to be focusing on company research. And you're also going to be focusing on a social marketing campaign that company is doing. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to use as an example Colgate, the toothpaste company, and their social marketing campaign, Every Drop Counts, which the purpose of that is to try to get people to turn off the water while they're brushing their teeth and save some water. So, okay, I'm going to go over to our library webpage. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to be working from a web page specifically for this class today, but just keep in mind all of our databases are available here through the Databases tab. You can search by subject or by name if you know exactly what you're looking for. So if you're in another class that doesn't have a library, that doesn't have a course page, you can get to the things that way. Okay, so we're going to go here under Subject and Library Guides, and then we're going to scroll down here to Business Resources on the left-hand side. And this page right here is available from your Blackboard courses. On the left-hand side, once you're logged into Blackboard, any of your classes actually are going to have a link that says Library Guide, and if you click on that, it will bring you to the appropriate subject. So all your business classes will take you directly to this page. So that's another easy way to get here. We are going to go ahead and click on My Class, Marketing 304. And this is the web page that has been designed specifically for this class. And in this video, we're going to be talking about researching public and private companies. You're going to be able to find more information about public companies than private companies because private companies are not required to file as much information with the Securities and Exchange Commission, but our tools will have information for both. So let's go ahead and get started by searching within Business Source Complete. And as I mentioned before, we're going to do Colgate, so I'm just going to enter Colgate. Now there are some suggestions here, but I'm just going to leave that as Colgate and hit search. So we have 3,576 results here, dating back from 1913 and most recently up to this year. Now, this just means that they have the term Colgate in them. It might not necessarily be the Colgate company. So how can we make sure that we're limiting to things that are actually the Colgate company? Well, this first result here is very promising. We know that this is the right one. We have a SWOT analysis here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and you will see this company entity line. So I'm going to go ahead and select that Colgate-Palmolive company, and what it's going to return is just items that have that listed as a subject heading. So it's going to be even more narrow. So this took us to 1,700 results dating back to 1956. So we can look here and we see we have trade publications. Trade publications are magazines for a specific field. A business trade publication can be articles that are of interest to people, practitioners in business, but they're not going to be peer-reviewed articles. We have industry profiles, so for example, Colgate would be in the toothpaste or the oral hygiene industry. So this would give us information not just about Colgate, but Colgate's peers and the whole industry. Magazines and newspapers are pretty self-explanatory, but we can see we don't have any scholarly journals here in our top 5. If we do show more, they would come up. For some of this company information, you're going to be relying more on these other types of resources. For your assignment, you need to use 5 scholarly peer-reviewed things. Don't worry if you don't find them here. You also have to research your social media issue. And so that is where you can focus your energies and efforts in finding those scholarly peer-reviewed things. And I'm going to cover that in a different video. This is just going to be the company research. Okay, so we have a SWOT analysis. If we want to pull this forward so that we're looking at, the last 10 years, we can do that. But we have here a list of results. With all of these that I'm seeing, we have the full text available right from here. And I should mention that all of these databases are available from off campus. All you have to do is log in using the same username and password you use for Blackboard. So there's no problem with you being at home and accessing this information. Now sometimes you will see a link that says find it at VU. I'm not seeing any here. This database has a lot of full text, but occasionally you will see that there will be a box that says find it at VU and the full text won't be there. That does not mean that we don't have it or can't get it. If you click on that the Find It at VU link, it'll open up a new page, and if we have the full text in another database, it'll pull that up. And if we don't have it, you can order it through interlibrary loan. And interlibrary loan of articles is not affected by being off campus. You place your request electronically. The article is delivered to you, to your ILLIAD account. You receive an email that it's available. So, and that's free. It's included in your tuition. So take advantage of that if you need to. Okay, so another piece of this assignment is you're going to need to turn in a APA formatted reference list. So if you go over here under the folders items, you can click on those, whichever ones are of interest. I'm just kind of randomly selecting some right now. And then once you do that, if you go up to the top, there is a folders icon right here. If you click on that, all of your results will appear. We already selected them, but they make us select them again. You can go over here under email. Make sure before you send the email, you go ahead and select citation format and choose APA. It is not perfect. It's good, but you're going to need to double check it. So for example, with the APA format, you need to indent the second line. It's not going to do that. There's some double checking that you need to do to make sure that it's formatted correctly, but it will get you most of the way there. Okay, so Colgate is the parent company. So what do you do if you have a subsidiary? Let me do an example of that. So let's say you're researching the Pizza Hut Book It campaign. If you don't know whether your company is the parent company, you can just type in Pizza Hut or whatever the name of the company is, parent company, and if it's not the parent company, it will come up here and tell you what it is. In this case, it is Yum Brands. Yum Brands owns KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell. So if you're doing the Pizza Hut Book It campaign, you need to be doing research not just on Pizza Hut, but on Yum Brands. So let's go ahead and try a different database. We have our Business Premium Collection. I'm going to go ahead and click on that there. And we have here Pizza Hut, and what I'm doing here is I'm entering both terms and combining them by or. So Pizza Hut, I have quotation marks around that because if I don't do it, it just requires pizza and hut to be somewhere in it, but they don't have to be together. By putting those quotation marks around it, it makes sure it searches it as a phrase. Or Yum. So our results will have one or the other of those, and it will definitely have Book It as a phrase. And again, I wanted to use those quotation marks. Let's go ahead and hit search. And we have 735 results that are coming up, dating back to 1986. That program has been going on a long time. So you can again pull forward and look at dates. We do have 5 scholarly journals showing up here. You probably want to avoid dissertations and theses. They are very dense and get probably too much into the weeds for what you need to do. We have newspapers, magazines, and again, trade journals. Trade journals are great sources. Okay, so you can also do things like if you want to find a SWOT analysis, you can add that in because one piece of your assignment is researching the company, the other one is researching the social media issues. So you can do those pieces separately. And when I do a search for SWOT, I'm getting a number of promising looking items here. And just like with Business Source Premier, you can mark and email items of interest. I'm just selecting some random ones here. You'd go under email and you can choose APA. And it's just like with the other one, you need to double check it. It's not perfect. All right, so that is all for this first video. I will come back with another one. Thank you.